available for our welcome session. And we went over some housekeeping about how to refresh your computer, which I hope you guys understood. Again, I'm Ms. Welch, your Family School Partnership Coordinator. I'm going to be the person that will be sending you out the communications throughout the year. So when you get those communications, still asking that you just open them and that yourselves accordingly to the things that are going on. We want to work as a partnership and just to make sure that you feel comfortable, that you feel a part of. We always want you to feel invested because you are very important to our school. We recognize the value of you as our parents and learning coaches, and we want to communicate with you and work together with you as equal partners. Our mission at GCA is to provide and support an interactive virtual learning environment and to support individualized and differentiated student-centered educational experiences. And this is for our students that are through from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And so we have a vision here at Georgia Cyber Academy, and that vision is to have a learning environment where students are empowered through the collaborative partnership of its students, parents, learning coaches, teachers, and administrators to successfully reach their full academic potential. We do want your students to reach their full academic potential. We want them to be successful not only at GCA, but even as they move on from GCA. We want them to be successful. So we really want to work closely with you and with your students so that we can make sure they have a successful education experience. We have a brand new principal in middle grades this year. His name is Mr. Wilkerson. I'm sure most of you have seen the newsletter that I sent out where he addressed you guys for the first time. He has some really great ideas for our middle grades. He has a solid background in education. So your students will be in good hands. You're going to be hearing more from Principal Wilkerson. He's in a meeting right now, so he was not able to join us, but I agreed to hold the fort for him today. And so you will be hearing from him soon. These are our assistant principals. We have 5, and they all have different things that they are responsible for. We have Ms. Jamie Burke. She's the assistant principal and over ELA and social studies. We have Brian Daltrey, who's the assistant principal of discipline and attendance. Ms. Jessica Greer, who is the assistant principal for math and science. Ms. Dana Barrett, who's the assistant principal of instructional support services, that's ISS. And Ms. Jessica Teague, assistant principal, and her responsibility is data and operations. So as I said before, your students are in good hands. We have 5 assistant principals. We have a principal with a solid education background. So they are in great hands this year. This is just an overview of our middle school. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. And I want you to know that the presentation link is in our notes, so you can go back and you can read everything in its full capacity. So make sure that you copy that presentation link so that you can go back if you need to reference something that I'm saying. You can go back and you can read it, or if you need to reference some links that we're talking about, you'll have access to those in the presentation. But this is just an overview. I want to note that all grade bands have a common lunch. I think this started last year, but everyone's lunch is at 11:56 to 12:56 p.m. So if you have students in different grades, just know that they will have the same lunch. So you don't have to worry about having a different lunch time for everyone. Here's a sample schedule, just to give you an idea of what the day may look like. But know that not all students have this particular schedule. In fact, most students have 5th period off as their common time, unless they have AIM or elective classes at that time. But this is a general, just a sample schedule of what their day may look like. We have some great counselors here at GCA for our middle grade students. So please know that these counselors are here to support your students. Um, their goal is to empower students with confidence, self awareness, good relationships, and the social skills to be successful in every area of life. Again, that is all of our goals, is for your students to be successful on this education journey. We know sometimes it gets hard, sometimes students go through different things. So we do have some wonderful counselors here to support them. We have Miss Magnus, who's the sixth grade counselor. We have Mr. Therian, who's a seventh grade counselor. And we have Miss Brown, who is our eighth grade counselor. So just know that this counseling team is available to your families and for your students. And rest assured that we are trying to cover every area to make sure that your students are successful. Okay, so you as the legal guardian learning coach. Okay, so you know that that's a big job because we're an online school first and foremost. So people may think it's easier to go to school online, but actually, it's not that easy because it takes more. So as a learning coach and a legal guardian, what we expect for you, first and foremost, is to make sure that your student is up on time, ready to start school on time. Make sure that they log in when they're supposed to log in. Make sure that they have a quiet environment to learn where they are uninterrupted, or not in a place where they're distracted a lot. So please make sure that they have a quiet place to learn. Also, we ask you to enter their attendance daily. Please read all your emails because sometimes you get some very important things. I know you may be getting emails from different departments, so it may sometimes seem like a lot, but we ask you to please open those emails and read your emails, because the one time you don't open it, that's going to be something important that you missed. Answer all communications, keep your students' information up to date. Ensure that your students attend all required live classes. And just to note that students who are required to attend live classes will be counted absent if they do not attend those classes. And that's regardless of whether you put in their attendance or not, they must attend those live classes. And we're asking, especially before testing, that all of your students attend live classes. There are some flex schedules that we know that sometimes there can be flex schedules where all students may not be required, but this is not until after testing. So please make sure that at the beginning, your students are attending all live classes, let them have their cameras on, and be energetic and ready to learn. And we do have some student expectations as well. We know that you, as a learning coaches, you're the advocates for your students, but we also want our students to advocate for themselves. So again, if there's a problem, if there's an issue, we want them to get into the habit of letting their teacher know that there is some type of issue they're not understanding. So we want to also teach them to be advocates for themselves, and that's another thing we want you to help us with as well, learning coaches. We want them to respect their school property. We want them to engage and participate in their classes, to have their cameras on, and to understand and utilize the school's procedures for resolving concerns, conflicts, and disagreements. Attend classes as required, complete and turn in assignments on time. That's a big one. Model integrity and work ethic. So we not only expect you as the learning coaches to do your part, but we also definitely want our students to do their part, because if we all work together, we can make sure that your students are successful. Asynchronous days. Most of you probably know about asynchronous days, but here at GCA, just want to let you know that asynchronous days are not free days. So the students are still required to be present. They're still required to log in. What happens on these days is that the teachers have recorded assignments for them. So they're still required to log in. They're required to watch the recordings. They're required to complete any assignments or a task that's on their calendar. And they can also reach out to teachers if they have an issue. So in Jigsaw, you'll see a little area for them to go in and watch their recordings, but they are required. Please know that student attendance will not be captured in Nucleus for asynchronous days. It is the responsibility of the learning coach to log the time for their students on asynchronous days. So make sure that for those days you are logging their time. Attendance expectations. Hopefully you all have set up your Nucleus account. If you have not, please set up that account. It is going to be very, very important. So I may ask what Nucleus is. I think you all know, but just in case someone doesn't, Nucleus is the online application used to enter student attendance and time, and to check for missing classes, sessions, and to upload excuses. So if your child went to the doctor and they have an excuse note, they have an excuse, you want to make sure that you upload that excuse. I think you have like 3 days to do that. So it's going to be very important to get this Nucleus app so that you can do that. Should you have any questions at all concerning attendance, you all have been assigned an attendance specialist. So once you get your Nucleus set up, you can see who your attendance specialist is, and you will contact that attendance specialist. So any attendance questions, always remember you're going to contact your attendance specialist. And speaking of attendance, we do have a live help session. So if you need to understand better anything about attendance, how to enter your students' time, I would suggest that you copy this link and that you would go to the attendance live help class. Well, it's not really a class, but it's a support, and it's Monday through Friday from 12 noon to 12:45. So please make yourself available. It started on July 25th, and it will go through to August 12th for the Monday through Thursday from 12 to 12:45. After August 12th, starting on August 15th through March 29th, they will still be there to assist you from Monday through Wednesday, and that's from 12 p.m. to 12:45. So it's very important that you attend that session if you're not familiar with how to put your students' time in and you need some extra help. They are there to help you. I'm going to go ahead and put that. I'm going to try and put that in the notes for you so that you can have that link and copy and paste it and just go in and chat with them, and they'll be able to answer those questions for you. So, what am I doing the first week of school if I have completed my MAP testing? So, this year we're proud to say that we will not have any testing during the first week of school. That is different for us, and we're happy about that because it makes things a little bit easier. So if you have completed your pre-testing, as well, if your student has completed their pre-test, then you're just going to have a regular week. You're going to follow their schedule on the Canvas calendar. They're going to be engaging and participating in class and completing their daily assignments. Note that MAP testing will begin on the second week of school this year. So that's going to be August 9th through 11th. So if you want to just make note of that, that's when the MAP testing will be, August 9th through the 11th. As the learning coach for the first week, you're going to do, just what you're going to be doing every day. Check the Canvas and your personal emails. Make sure that you do check spam and your junk folders just in case something gets put in those folders. So you want to make sure that your students are on course. It's going to be business as usual for that first week. And the first week, I shouldn't say business as usual, because the first week is that time where they're getting to know their teachers and the teachers are getting to know them, and they're going to be learning about how the structure of the class, the structure of the school. So it's going to be a kind of getting to know period for that first week. So we want to make sure that all of your students are there and attentive and they're soaking up all the information, because it's going to be very important for them. Now, if you have not completed the pre-admission test, Failure to do so will result in your student not being able to continue with GCA. So we want to make sure that your students have done their pre-admission testing. If they have not, or you have any concerns or questions regarding that, you want to contact your the family success department, and they will be more than willing to assist you with that. I want to put that also in the chat so that you can have it. So if you want to take a copy of that, it's very important. If your student have not done their testing, reach out to the family success department, and they will assist you with getting that done. If you have a student with an IEP and you need to get any documents over to them, that's very important as well. You're going to contact the special education department, and I'm going to put that email in the chat as well. So if you do have a student with an IEP and you have not given the required documents or related documents that are needed, make sure you reach out to that email, to the special education records email, and go ahead and get those documents turned in. So we want you to know basically that we are here for you. We have a lot of departments here to support you. We have a lot of people in place to support you, and we want to make sure that you actually feel supported. We have our family engagement liaisons, which are normally your first point of contact when you have issues. We have your homeroom teacher here to support you with grade level information, understanding resources, conferences, instructional learning plans, your content teacher. And then we have our department, which is the family school partnership coordinators. And as I said before, we partner with you as well, just to make sure that you're always in the know, make sure that you know about our district town halls, our parent meetings. We do trainings throughout the year. We do so much to keep you informed about what's going on at GCA. And so you do have a lot of support here, and we want you to take advantage of the support. Now, best practices for reaching out. I want to say that email is the best practice for reaching out to your students' teachers. They are in class, until 3:30. So to give a phone call during the day, it may not be the best because they are teaching. But should you have to, or should you feel more comfortable making the phone call, you can do that. Just leave a voicemail, and give them enough time to return your call. It's better. I always say it's better to email because you can kind of give a little summary of what's going on. So when they call you back, they are prepared to give you an answer, and you don't have to go into all the detail. They've already been able to process, and they're able to give you a quicker answer. So I would say email first. If you have to make a phone call, then you have to make a phone call. We have ways that you can stay connected with GCA. We have fun online social opportunities. We have a community partnership team, as they offer our students both social and enrichment opportunities virtually and in the comfort of their home. We all love the comfort of our homes, right? And then we have parent and learning coach. We stay connected, as I said, with the newsletters, meeting and workshops, parent leadership, parent advisory council, and parent teacher student organization. So definitely know that we have ways that you can stay connected. So if you have questions that do not get answered here today, or you may think of something next week, always know that we have Learning Coach Live Help. Learning Coach Live Help is an open office session. It's not a formal meeting or anything. It's just somewhere where you can come in and you can get access to staff that can help you with any questions that may arise. So make sure that you take down that link copy for Learning Coach Live, because it's very important. Because sometimes you may not think of something, and it just comes, something just comes to mind, and said you think, okay, I wish I would have asked that question. So just know that we started on July 25th, and we'll run through August 12th from Monday through Friday. 12 noon to 1. And then after the 12th, again, we'll start on the 15th through October 19th from Monday through Wednesday from 12 to 1. You can always pop in during those times and ask whatever questions that you need to ask. So feel comfortable coming in and we will make sure that we assist you. Here's just a couple of announcements. Our middle grades counseling department will have an open house on August 8th from 6 to 6:30. We have our district town hall on August 11th from 6 to 7:30. We have our middle grade curriculum night. That's very important. September 1st at 5 p.m. through 6 p.m. And don't worry, remember I told you we have the presentation link in our notes. So you'll be able to present our this same presentation and you'll have all these links and you'll have all these times. We have our copyright piracy and literacy training. That's going to be on September 9th from 6 to 7:30. And we have our advanced and gifted parent meeting September 9th from 6 to 7:30. So on behalf of our middle grade staff, we are looking forward to a great year with you all. We are looking forward to working with you and partnering with you, as I said before, to make sure that your students have a successful school year. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and I'll go ahead and open the group chat. And if you'd like, you can, any questions?